Her day began as always, the smell of disinfectants, the cold gleam of metal on the carts, the constant noise of monitors and footsteps in the hospital corridors. Silently, as she had done hundreds of times before, she walked through the wards, checked the equipment, and smiled at the patients. But today her attention was caught by a strange guest, a man in a dirty jacket, with torn pants and eyes full of fatigue, as if he had lived 1,000 lives on the street. His hands were marked with cuts and abrasions, his skin showing traces of nights spent on cold asphalt. He walked with difficulty, as if each step came at the cost of pain. He was a homeless man. No one noticed how he had ended up in the hospital, except her. His clothes were torn and dirty, and on his hand were abrasions and small bruises, signs of nights spent on the street and occasional fights over food. She did not think about the rules. She simply approached, handed him a glass of water, and carefully bandaged his hand, trying to ease the pain and clean the wounds. Her colleagues whispered behind her back, and the head nurse cast a disapproving glance. But she knew one thing: human life was more important than rules. At that moment, there was no status of the patient or hospital regulations for her. There was only him and her desire to help. The next day, her supervisor approached her. His gaze was cold, his lips pressed into a thin line. "Do you understand that you broke the rules?" he began. "This is our hospital for those who choose it themselves, for respectable, well-off people. A homeless man had no right to be here. You should not have examined him. You put yourself above the rules." His words sounded almost like a sentence. "On Monday, you will be fired," he added quietly, but enough to make her heart stop. To him, this man on the street was nobody, but to her, he was a living person who needed help. Her soul ached with injustice. She knew she had done the right thing, but the rules and the hospital status system were against her. Moreover, her situation was extremely difficult. She was raising several children alone, and if she were fired, she would not be able to support her family. She had worked as a nurse all her life, and besides this job, she had no opportunity to earn a decent income. The thought that she could be left without work, without income, and with children to care for gripped her heart more strongly than any fear. Days passed. She continued working with a heavy heart, trying to hold herself together. Every step down the corridor echoed with anxiety. What if this is my last shift? The thought of her children and the possibility of losing her job squeezed her chest more tightly than fatigue. But the man remembered her. His eyes were not merely asking for help. They appreciated her humanity, her courage and kindness, which she had shown despite the rules and the threat of being fired. And then, a week later, an unexpected turn occurred. The man returned, but now he was cleanly dressed, looking neat with well-groomed hair and confident posture. He held a phone, the camera was on, and the microphone was recording every word. He gave an interview to the local media, telling how she had helped him when no one else paid attention. His words were simple, but deeply moving. "She saw a human in me when everyone else considered me nobody. She risked her job for someone who seemed unwanted by everyone." The video spread across the internet. Hundreds of thousands of people watched, commented, and shared it. Comments poured in, one after another. "Such a nurse deserves better. If everyone were like her, her kindness must be rewarded." The management could not ignore this wave of attention. Soon, she was called into the office. Her heart raced, but this time not from fear, rather from the thrill of anticipation. The chief doctor, now wearing a gentle smile, looked at her differently, no longer as an employee who had broken the rules, but as a person with a huge heart. "We saw the video. You set an example for all the staff," he said respectfully. "You didn't just save a person, you showed humanity, which should be more abundant. And that cannot be ignored." A few days later, her promotion became official. From an ordinary nurse, she became a senior nurse with a team under her supervision. Her salary increased, her responsibilities grew, but most importantly, she kept her job. Now she could care for her children with peace of mind, without fearing that the family's financial situation would worsen. She could stand firmly on her feet, confident that her kindness and courage had not gone unnoticed, and that justice had truly prevailed. Every time she passed by the ward where the homeless man had once stayed, a smile appeared on her lips. Kindness returns in the most unexpected ways, and now it had returned to her with respect, stability, and confidence in the future. And him? The man to whom she had once simply extended a helping hand was no longer a homeless person in society's eyes. He had become a symbol that justice can prevail if someone shows courage and humanity, even when the whole world seems indifferent.